welcome to SPADS episode 21, take 2. We're back in the studio once again. Moneypenny is still away, or he's back next week, so we brought in his substitution, Woody, Chelsea fan. Big hits last week, big fan favourite, Woody, so we brought him back in. Gents, it's been an interesting week in the Premier League. There's been lots of things that has happened. We'll talk about probably the most controversial one. There is the linesman assaulting
the UFC star.
Elbow to the face.
Yeah. I mean, it's unusual. It's not been seen before that I can recollect, and it never happened before. What's it, Dave? You're a Liverpool fan. Let's start with you. I'm assuming you're going to be on Andy Robinson's side. But what was your view of the incident?
Well, it's hard to tell. You know, everyone was up for it. I think Robinson, you know, he was probably a bit...
Even the lino.
Yeah, they all wanted a row, you know. The crowd had got going. I just think it was one of them things. I think Robbo's probably a bit peeved with something. He's had a little word. He might have touched him, I don't know, or the linos felt instinctively that he's behind him, and then he's just like, thought, sod this, I'm not going to take it from him.
Yeah.
Boom. Try and knock him out.
It was the shadow boxing the lino did on the side before it. But I mean, you're right. Is it potentially a bit of a storm in a teacup?
Yeah.
Kev, I mean, what do you think in terms of that? Is it something and nothing?
Robbo is one of those players. Like if you're a Liverpool fan, you love him because he's a bit of a whiny little bitch like Bruno is.
Yeah.
But
if you're not a Liverpool fan, you want to elbow him in the face.
Or linesman, you want to elbow him in the face.
I mean, obviously that was half time, wasn't it?
It was half time, yeah.
So I mean, was there a lot going on between them? And obviously, I suppose Robbo and him were probably together through the first half. Probably a few things, like you say, decisions. To me, looks like from the couple of angles you get from it, looks like Robbo does go to get him. I don't know if he grabs his arm. Yeah. Because the way that he does the elbow, he doesn't just go get off me. It's as if he pulls his hand away. Not like I'm an elbowing expert.
It's like he's starting up a disc cutter. That's what it is. It's the disc cutter lino. Boom.
And you just, to me, it's kind of nice to see. I mean, I don't want referees just start rucking with players.
I do. That'd be great. The viewership would be great.
If it stops the whole 20 players around the referee when he's made his decision, it's just like
That's the thing I was going to go on to. And Woody, your opinion that is this almost a byproduct of, look, if you're going to keep running up to referees, you're going to keep crowding him. There are humans. Look, if a geezer comes up to you in a pub and starts pouring, you're going to react. Is it a bit of a byproduct of this that you don't really see in any other sport?
That's a tough one. I mean, it looks strange. I saw it from the first angle, and it just looked weird. It just looked like the lino, he's saying something to him, and he's just gone, boom. But no, he obviously did grab his hand, or tried to hold hands with him, tell him that he don't like haggis or whatever it was, and he just thought, no. William Wallace came out of it. But I mean, I don't know. It's really strange. Like you said, never seen it before, so we're seeing a few more incidents. I think not similar, no linos elbowing people, but I think we're seeing a few more physical moments between fourth officials, if we like, you want to call it that. I agree with the crowd, and if you crowd a ref, just give them a yellow card. I think the easiest thing in the world to do is if someone, we all do it in football, it was like, fuck off, ref. And a lot of refs will just let it go and think, okay, fair enough, he's angry about it, okay, we're human beings. If someone tells you to fuck off and you're a referee, if you go straight up to them and go, boom, yellow card, another one, you're going straight off. Yeah. That just eliminates it. Someone turns around and says, fuck off, ref, that's not a freak. You go, boom, yellow card. If you start straight away like that, 100%. You can't have a guy at the ref and say, oh, I swore at him, so give me... You can't do that. No one's going to come out and say that. So just... set your stall out early. Don't have the inconsistency of everyone knows you swear at me, you're getting carded.
Or left hooks. I'm a big fan of just, like in ice hockey they allow two people. I reckon you should have like the assistant referees and referees should be able to fight one person on each team. That is a better product. Fuck your VAR. Let's
have a fight.
So in hockey, the helmets come off in hockey, don't they? So the shirt's got to come off in football.
Throwing the flag down, throw the cards in the
that lino was a big old bloke though. I wouldn't want an elbow off him.
Young, is he? No, he's not very old, is he? He's
no, he looks pretty hench. But again, is this the next step, right? If you're going to crowd referees all the time, if you're going to be confrontational with them in their face all the time, which we see all the time, and we don't, is a physical altercation, whether it's Mitrovic pushing the referee, whether it's the line-up elbow and Robbo, which I'm sorry, I think it's hilarious.
you love it, don't you? You love it.
I think it's brilliant. It's just funny to see. But is this the next step? Look, again, coming back to the pub analogy, the thing is with that, if you get conversation, you get an argument with someone, it gets a bit physical, there's always that risk of it being turned physical. And you've always got that if you're going to get in someone's face and shout them, and you know, like you say, they're not. You know, it's not. Excuse me, sir. I think you've got that wrong. Yeah. It's you. Whatever.
You effing FC.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, is that the next?
I think the FA as well. It is the FA that will discipline the referee, isn't it? Or is it it's the Referee Association, or whatever they're called. The thing is, they've got to be careful because if they go and like give him an 8-game ban, which what they're saying about, the other linos will be like the one time that
I can't hit anyone. Great.
Yeah. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, well, I can't move or do anything now. When you're hold on a second, we're saying referees need protection.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that they should be elbowing and swing. I mean, it would be fun though. But
But I just still think though that was like a natural reaction.
Yeah,
I don't think it was like had a quick look, bang.
I don't think it's
I
think that's obvious. He didn't actually intend to connect with an elbow.
But no.
It was the reaction to get off.
It's your natural reaction. Get off. I reckon. You know, maybe Robbo
I still
was.
think Robbo grabbed it. Like he must have.
Might have touched him. Yeah.
I think he done
Inappropriately,
that
or
Had a little fondle of his ball bag. Yeah. Hello.
But no, I agree. I think it could be. It should be just. Look, you know, one of them things. This happened. Let's move on about it. No one needs to be banned for 8 games.
It's probably been sorted after the game, wasn't it?
But there needs to be something that goes forward going on, which has got to stop this crowding of the referees. I think you're right, Woody, in terms of the yellow card could be. I know there's going to be a lot of managers and probably a lot of fans that disagree with that in terms of they don't want to see it. But how else do you stop it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to end up with more of it.
All you should allow is your captain to go and speak to the referee, and that's it. He's the one who's in charge of you on the pitch.
Yeah.
He talks to the referee.
Well, you cannot argue. This is another thing that makes me laugh when people say, well, it's a passionate sport. People are angry and this, that, and the other. And I say, look at rugby.
It's passionate sport.
Right? Them guys are hitting each other at 100 miles an hour. Don't tell me that you fell over and someone scraped your shin and you got the right to tell the ref to fuck off if you want a free kick. It doesn't work like that. If you allow that to creep in all the time and become part of the game, then we expect it as part of the game.
100%.
We allow it and we go, well, it's passion and all the rest of it. No, you can be passionate and you can turn around and say, that's not a free kick, ref. You can shout at the ref and say, that ain't a free kick. You don't need to tell him to fuck off. No. Do you know what I mean? That's a choice of words that you're choosing to use.
You have it in professional boxing. They are literally punching the shit out of each other. So they don't speak to the referee like that. Sometimes they disagree with decisions. Referee tells them off and stuff like. You see referees berating boxers. And they just go, no, sorry about that. Like, not doing stuff like that.
You know, when we watch like the Champions League and that, and some of the referees are a little bit over the top.
Did you watch Champions League?
Yeah, I watched
that one this season, have they?
I was just checking. You're still keeping an eye on it.
I've heard about it.
But sometimes them referees are a little bit like, oh, here's a card, and you're like, you know. But then now and again, you get that one referee and you think, oh, he's not taking any crap. And you like it. But it just doesn't happen that much. Like, it's really frustrating.
Football seems the only sport that do not respect referees. You know, every other sport they respect. You know, it doesn't matter what. Final. You know, yes, you get angry. Even in tennis and stuff, they still get angry. But the umpire at the time, that's the final decision.
But where does that start from? Where is that? It's always been a part of. It's always been a part of the game since I've known it.
It has.
But I think it's got worse though, isn't it? This crowd and the referee. It has been part of the game, and I tend to find that from playing before and that you used to have them, but I don't ever remember when I played Sunday League football. It's not like I mean. But I don't ever remember a whole team crowding like you see. I don't know. Maybe my memory's not as. I've been punching the head a lot. So
after the World Cup, I think it's got since we come back to the World Cup, it seems to have got a bit worse because I think it wasn't as bad. I mean, United are the worst for it. I mean, if it's not Bruno, it's bloody
Oxford United. You're talking about. you're not razzing on United,
Makes a change.
Bloody Maguire doing it, and then you got they just it's just such. And obviously. It's frustrating. And like you say, I think once I might moan, all those players are getting a yellow card. But you know what? If it stops it, 'cause it's quicker, it gets the game going again. The referee can go, no, I've booked him for this, or tell that player to calm down because I'm going to give him this next time. It's been 3 tackles and I've let it go. The game carries on. But the problem is all this fucking meleeing around and shit like that, and they're shoving. I mean, the amount of shoving between all these players now and again, it's just ridiculous, and it's in a lot of the games now. I think you know.
It's all, you know, the shoving of each other, the players now. It's all a bit of gamesmanship and trying to wind people up. Yeah.
I was just about to say that it's quite difficult for especially Premier League referees, because they've got to deal with a whole host of things. Every player is going for every decision, even if they know they didn't get that throw in, they didn't get that corner. Yeah. The 3 or 4 of them would go, yes, come off him. And they'll be appealing like their life depends on it when they know for a fact that they didn't touch him.
They will know in the area.
So when every decision is critical and crucial and could mean 20 million, 30 minutes, you know, we're talking hundreds of thousands, millions of pounds on single decisions. Of course they're going to go for everything all the time.
Yeah.
So it is slightly different to football that we know in the sense of what we've played.
It's like head injuries now, isn't it? You never, you know, the ball hits a player in the stomach, they go down holding their head because, hang on a minute, the referee's going to stop the game.
Did you just to cut in there? Did you see Sean Dyche about the Harry Kane falling to the floor? And he said he goes, I almost think he snapped his eyelash. Typical Sean Dyche.
Yeah, but the thing is, Harry Kane, he's done nothing wrong. You know, every player is taught to do that. You know, you're taught now, as soon as you get touched, go down. Yeah. You know,
he just didn't need to hold his face.
Because if you don't go down, what happens?
Yeah, you don't get anything. So I don't, you know, I disagree with all the criticism Kane's getting because, sorry, every other player in the Premier League would have done exactly the same.
They would have rolled down about, if it was a foreign player.
If it was Fernandes, fuck me. He would have got down to the opposition's end. He would have gone back and forth. Yeah, I know, they all do.
They see him rolling down the M1.
Yeah. They might get rid of some of them potholes, they put some tarmac on for him. But yeah, it's just like, you know.
He got hit, he actually got pushed in the face.
Yeah.
But, is there room for maybe a negotiation where you say, okay, you did get hit in the face, you got pushed in the face, we've seen that, but your legs fell away from underneath you, so we're going to fine you for overreacting to that play.
Yeah.
Could that be something what you see creeping in, where people get actually fined or banned a game for overreacting to deliberately get a player sent off? For?
It should be. Or, you know, you see it a lot as well. You know, when someone tackles, clean tackle, they don't touch them, but then they're rolling about holding their leg. They've got nowhere near them. They're, again, trying to get someone booked. You know, you're right. It should be.
I hate that foreign thing where they
Well, there was
painter and decorators.
I think Bruno did it a couple of times. It's like he's trying to get
that calling for a yellow card, that should be an instant book in terms.
Didn't they say though, as soon as you call for a yellow card, you should be getting booked yourself?
Yeah, they don't do it.
But they don't do it now. You know, they started to.
Calling for a yellow card should be an instant yellow card, and if you're a corner taker and you can't be the first man, that should be a yellow card. That's your.
Definitely.
In the words of Roy Keane, that's your job. If you're paid 90 grand a week and you do football every day and you can't be the first man of a corner, you should be booked.
What is it with that?
I've got no idea.
Because I was watching Beckham clips the other day and it said something like, no one has still reached David Beckham's heights. And I just watched about 15 minutes of all the deliveries that he, like through the Premier League, through the Spanish Liga. You could literally just say, I'm going to be over there in 10 minutes, and he'll put it on a dime for you. There's no one that I know in football now that could put it anywhere like he could put it.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'm sure a few Arsenal fans might disagree.
What do we reckon that the Lino and Robinson, what should happen with it? Because I personally think, he's been dropped for the next game or whatever he's getting done. Just leave it.
Leave it now.
Don't need to ban him for those games. Give Robertson time to shut up and don't grab someone's arm because, you know.
No, look, you got to say to the referee, look, you can't be elbowing people in the face, even if it is Robbo. And you got to say to Robbo, look, you know, if you grab if you go away and grab people on the arms, that's the risk to do it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's handbags, isn't it?
It didn't knock him out. He still carried on playing. Job done.
Exactly.
Yeah, forget about it.
I give the round to the Lino anyway, so he was 1 up at half time. Talking of things going on, obviously Arsenal, Liverpool weekend 2-2 draw. Arsenal dominating the first half. Liverpool much better in the second half.
They probably dominated the first sort of 35-40 minutes. You know, I think second half we should have buried it. You know,
you had quite a few chances, didn't you?
We had quite a few. You know,
very uncharacteristic misses as well.
Yeah, that's it. You know, well, Nunes missed. No, that's a standard miss.
That's what he does.
That's not uncharacteristic.
That boy's going to come good. He is going
to come good.
He's going to come good.
You know, but again, we've got up for the big, you know, the top four. You know, Arsenal are the only team to not lose at Anfield this season from the top four, and to score. You know. But why can't we do that for every game?
That's mad, isn't it? Like, it's great. It's so weird.
It's such a strange. It's such a strange season this season as a whole. Like it's just crazy the whole thing. But Liverpool, I think, has been the
worst.
Well, it's just look, the Chelsea thing you can understand. United thing you kind of have reasons for everything. For Liverpool, you kind of look at it and go, well, I don't really.
You
I don't
make
really know.
more sense, right? Liverpool losing 3 or 4 games in a row, then winning a couple, not win one like smash us.
Yeah.
7-0 weren't it, I think.
Yeah, it might have been 7. Yeah,
7.
Yeah, I can't quite remember.
We'll have to count it up.
Yeah,
7-0 trophy.
Do you know the worst about that? Is we was watching it with him. I was watching it in the pub.
First time I watched a game of football down the pub this season.
Yeah.
And the last.
Awful. Awful, yeah.
No,
I've never invited him since.
That's what I find weird with Liverpool. I mean, I understand you get up for the Man U, but yeah, to go and do that and then go and do like Bournemouth and who else have you lost to?
We were making excuses last week from saying, is it the burnout? Because we don't. Why it's just gone so bad?
Why has it gone bad? And then like one game we can play well, and then next game shocking.
Yeah, but then next year they'll be really knackered from this game.
I won't say we're knackered because we won't be. We should be fresh.
It is strange Liverpool. But interesting about the Arsenal thing is there's been weeks ago we talked about how before it was City. Then there was a change in the fans' perception. They're thinking that Arsenal are going to win the league. I think Arsenal will probably carry it over the line. But again, after the weekend, it's changed back in. Even so, I read today there was a computer algorithm that predicts it, and they now reckon it's 56% Man City and 44% for Arsenal.
If it's not coming from an octopus, then I'm not interested.
Exactly. But do we now think this is the time where Arsenal have to show whether they are championship material? Because I think they've got West Ham and Southampton next. Then they've got a period of 4 games, which is Chelsea, Man City, Newcastle and Brighton. So they're 4 difficult games. The Chelsea obviously would be out of form, but it's Chelsea against a big team. Anything can happen in terms of that. And obviously Frank Lampard's back, which we'll talk about in a minute, for the comedy section. But
Genuine.
Do we now think it's swayed back into City's favour?
I think that Arsenal, the next 2 games, they've got not just go and win them like 1-0 or 2-0. I think they've got to go and get that attacking flow back and just go, right, we're going to sweep these 2 teams away.
Yeah.
Give them that. I don't know. I don't think they're lacking confidence because this one, they're playing Liverpool. It's not like they're playing the bottom of the table.
No,
we might as well be bottom.
They've been playing brilliantly as well.
I personally think the next 2 games, I think they've really got to build in themselves because they are still a young team. We're not making excuses, but I just think the next 2 games they've got to walk them teams away.
I think it's what would. I think obviously with West Ham and Southampton coming up, they've got to win both those. I think if they take a draw, I think the pressure really starts to mount going into.
Do you know what? The way you worded that at the start, when you said they've got these 2 games, then they've got these 4.
Yeah.
I get why you've done that, but I think these 2 games are just as important. Because if they drop points in them 2 games, which are seen as bankers,
they're
pretty much fucked, aren't they? City are going to be right on them, and they're going to lose it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, City ain't exactly scoring 1-0 wins or something, are they? What, they're like 4, 5?
Yeah. Well, the goal differences on their side, City.
The pressure's been off Arsenal, I think, for most of the season, even though they've been doing well. They've sort of not really expected to be there. So the pressure has not been, we need you to win every game. It's going into each game and saying, look, well, if we get a result here, great, we get a result. The pressure's off. They're playing expansive football. Now you have to win every single game.
The pressure's on them now,
You have to show what you've got any minerals and you've got to go and win every game.
So do we think they have the minerals? Do we think Arsenal have got enough coming into these next 6 games, whatever it is left, to carry out the season? Bearing in mind they have that 2 bankers, as Woody put it beforehand, plus the 4 tough games after all, because Brighton's a tough game, Newcastle's a tough game, Chelsea's going to be a tough game, and Man City, God knows what's going to happen in that game.
Well, I think they've got enough. I do. Yeah.
I think Arsenal will carry it over the line.
It's a City game. That's the one game I'm not sure. I don't know how Arteta's going to go with it. Is he going to go and try and match City like for like,
or nullify them?
Or sit back. But
points no good to no one.
But is the Arsenal team set up to play like that? Because they haven't played like that the whole season.
They haven't.
He'll die on his sword, I think I'd say. I think he'll die on his sword, and I think he'll go to the Emirates and say, we're just going to come here to beat them. I'm not going to treat you any different. Treat Southampton or West Ham or any of it. We're going to come here and we're going to try and beat everyone.
Yeah.
And that might be their downfall against City. You've seen teams try to play against City the way City play, and City will soak it up, and then they'll just go, thank you very much, we'll get you on the counter.
Well, we can have all the talking points we want, but that will determine whether they have got the minerals or not.
Yeah,
Whether,
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
against a lower team, great.
But I'm putting you on the thing now. Do you think it's going to be Arsenal City who carry it over? Have Arsenal got enough to hold it together, or are they going to falter?
I'm going to say, earlier on in the pod, I said they haven't got the squad, and I still don't think they have, so I think they're going to falter.
Yeah, go City. Woody?
I think they're going to do it because the way Jesus played the other day as well, it's beautiful to see him playing like that again.
Yeah.
I think they've got enough to get over the line.
So you think Arsenal hold it to the
I
end?
bet Arsenal will. I said it for a while now. I think they have.
Yeah, I think they might just have enough. I think they're going to squeak enough out.
If they do, if they do,
Yep.
will people bring up about Man City getting rid of Jesus and Zinchenko? Would they actually be bringing it up, saying,
don't think so.
I don't
if
think
they,
so.
if they won the, but if Arsenal won the league and those players went,
It's only
there,
two players, isn't it?
Yeah, and
I don't know.
you see what City have replaced Jesus with, Haaland and
If they win a
Alves.
trophy with it, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Be able-
You'd be pretty stupid to turn around and go, wow, they're great players we gave you. That's
Yeah. We want some of that prize money. Yeah.
But to be fair, they have been very influential in the Arsenal team. Zinchenko,
Yeah.
mainly.
Yeah.
I've always rated him as a foot. Even at
He was great in the Liverpool second goal, weren't he?
I think it's
fantastic.
I think just going to Zinchenko, I actually think it's been good for him that he's gone there and he's like one of the older players. He's not just.
He's
gone
got
in
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean, I think he's thrived on it. But
Yeah,
You
you
need
got-
that
you play-
responsibility. He didn't have at Man City.
No,
He
yeah.
was just a bit part, he
Yeah.
fit in anywhere.
he was in when
utility.
someone was injured, weren't he?
He was utility.
Yeah.
He plays
Yeah.
right back if you want. He plays
Yeah.
centre mid if you want. Yeah, we can fill him in there. He wasn't a starter. At Arsenal, he's important, and he's felt that importance
Yeah.
and gone, I'm running with that.
Yeah.
And also, look, if you're around champions all the time, picking up trophies, experienced players like you are going to be at Man City, that's going to rub off and you're going to learn about that, aren't you? So, okay, so 3-1 say that we think Arsenal are going to hold it together. Talking about top 4, top 6 teams and changes to be made, we can't not talk about Chelsea.
Sorry, Woody.
Bringing back Frank Lampard, which
Fat
is
Frank.
possibly...
Leave it out. He's been on the diet for ages.
Doesn't look it.
It is one of the strangest decisions I think I've come, and that's only my personal view. I can't understand the logic behind sacking him 1 manager ago, 2 manager ago, however many it was. 1 manager ago, wasn't it?
2.
2,
So,
because
He
it
was
was 2,
before
wasn't
Tuchel,
it?
weren't he?
So sacking him 2 managers ago, then saying, okay, well, he's gone off to Everton, and he's done such a good job at Everton that they got rid of him because they didn't think he'd keep him up, and then bring him back. I understand he knows the club, he knows the tea lady, he's been here all the time. I think that holds weight if he hadn't have been the manager 7 minutes ago. Woody, what's your thoughts?
Well,
I know, obviously, you got Lampard on the back of your shirt, sorry to so I know he's a legend for you, and I know nothing
I must
you
have known
say.
something last week. I should have put 4-0 on the top of the shirt this week. Hopefully tomorrow we'll win.
But I know, whatever you say here about the manager, he's a legend, and every Chelsea player is going to hold him in high regard. But in terms of this decision, what is your view?
Okay, well, I had not a Facebook rant with someone the other day, but I hate people that don't know what they're talking about. And when people are saying, "Oh, Lampard, he's way better than Potter." Lampard is a great player, was a great player, legend in every Chelsea fan. Okay,
Yep.
loved what we should have given him more time. Shouldn't have let him go to Man City for a season. That was just silly the way we treated him right at the end. But he's been in management for 5 minutes. Potter's got more experience, dealt with a lot more situations. Frank Lampard is an amazing player and he's a club legend. But at this moment in time, he is not a good manager.
No.
Okay, so for someone that didn't succeed at Chelsea, he had a win-win situation where he was able to play the youngsters. He had a transfer embargo, so it was a win-win. Don't matter what happened, he was all right. And he went to Everton. He had he spent a year there. He's not done very well with Everton, in my opinion. So he didn't play the football we wanted to play. He had a lot of times he was quite open, didn't have structure to it. So I don't like the way he played at Everton. To bring him back now with 10 games to go, what is he going to offer that Chelsea team that Potter couldn't?
I have no idea.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, other than being a club legend. That's it, yeah.
I don't
And
see
let's
how
be
that's going to
honest,
spur the squad on. The squad
Well,
are
it
looking
has.
for
They
someone
didn't.
for direction.
Yeah. And obviously the result didn't prove that it was the right.
Exactly that.
Was it because of the Champions League? Well, you wouldn't bring Frank Lampard in until the summer for Champions League, would you?
No.
It's just
Do you know what I mean?
weird.
That's what we thought. Fair enough. You're going to try and, but
It feels like Bowley's trying to make popular appointments rather than making the right appointment. I'd sooner have had no manager to the end of the season, if I'm really honest with you. Because I feel like it tarnishes Frank. Bringing him back again, he's in a win-win personally, a win-win situation. Give him 10 games. If he loses every game, he's done no fucking worse than Potter's done.
Would something like bringing John Terry back as a caretaker manager been
that would have
different?
been more sensible. You would
that to me makes more sense because this is some managerial experience. He hasn't been sacked 7 minutes ago. I don't know. I'm not saying that's the answer, but I almost think that's a more logical caretaker appointment than Frank.
I don't know. I don't think that's the right decision for the club either to bring.
I could have more I don't like Rafa Benitez, but I would have kind of more seen that than.
But Rafa's probably not going to want the interim, is he?
Yeah, no. I mean, I understand that, but then last time he was there and he won Europa League.
Yeah, he did well. He did well. He did well with us, to be fair. And he was playing really bad, but Frank took over from Surrey.
Yeah.
Maurizio Sarri, do you know what I mean? He took over from him, and all we did was play like defensive football. So
yeah.
Kev, can you rhyme a reason to it? Just a strange decision?
I actually think it's basically they've appointed him a bit like how they've got their players. Someone else is linked with him, and he's gone, oh, if you're going to get him, I'll get him. Basically, I mean...
Who was linked with Frank?
Who was linked with Frank? Leighton Town?
But it's the popular opinion. Like,
he didn't get the job.
I mean, the rumours are that 1 minute he was at the game and he said, oh, he could be the manager. And then he was talking to James Corden. I mean... If that's true, I mean, that shows...
What, as in Tom Brady was talking to James Corden?
apparently, because he's obviously all the Hollywood stars and all this stuff. And you're like, really? But you can't put it past them because, let's be honest...
Where did you hear that? What you saying you heard or read?
No, it was on Talk
He's got contacts.
Yeah.
James Corden, I asked him.
Yeah.
But
Me and James go way back.
it's like, it's just... But that goes back to with their signings. Hardly any of their signings you think, no, that's what Chelsea really...
James Corden said.
James Corden was signed at one point.
It was Ness, actually.
But like, I mean, half of them, Arsenal and Tottenham were linked with all these players, or just what other teams were linked with. So
Mudryk was a perfect example there. That just, like I said to you before on a previous, I had like Rambo Brown smell all over that. Because it was like, oh, you want to buy him? You're interested? We'll have him. We're going to get him.
We'll pay 10 million more.
Yeah,
Brighton
get him.
back, weren't it? Is it Cucurella?
Cucurella, yeah.
That was Man City, and they was like, actually, we're not paying that much because he's not worth it. And Chelsea come and said, yeah, we'll do it. And the same with...
Yeah, he's a 35, 40 million pound player, isn't he?
Casado, it was Arsenal linked with him, and then suddenly Chelsea were trying to bid for him. I mean, it's just, there was no logic. And I think that comes back to the manager.
So do you think people were interested in Frank Lampard? Because the only person to be interested in Frank Lampard was Liverpool to bring him back in midfield to bring their average age midfielder down.
I mean, he's an ex-player. That's all it is. Because he's a fan.
Well, I was quite surprised because they had Luis Enrique. But the rumours that were going around, Luis Enrique put a PowerPoint presentation in front and basically said exactly what he would do with each player in the squad and how he would cope.
And he's available now as well.
Right, so that takes some sitting down. Yeah. That's not a... You're my
It's a hell of a PowerPoint, isn't it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Your assistant, you go and sort it out. No, that's your boys getting together and saying, right, what are we going to do with him? How would we coach him? That's hours of sitting down, working it out. That shows me I want the job.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting for the call and going, I'll come and have a chat with you. And he's putting his best foot forward, going, this is what I would like to do with this squad. Yeah. And to ignore that, and to bring Frank in, and maybe he's going to bring him in at the start.
To bring Frank is because James Corden said.
Just because James Corden.
The Americans will love him. Get out in America.
It's Luis Enrique. He's put hours into this presentation, but Frank was here at the weekend. Let's bring him in.
He's come to watch a game of football.
That's how mad it is, though, isn't it?
It's
Hollywood. It's Hollywood. Yeah.
What is mad as well, and we talked about it a little bit off air, is there is a quarter of Premier League teams at the moment that have interim managers, which is the most that I have ever known. And I think you've got it written down, Kev. Obviously, you've got Roy Hodgson at Crystal Palace. You've obviously got
Garcia at Leeds. You've got is it Celis at Southampton? You've got Stellini at Spurs, and then you've obviously got Dean Smith at Leicester.
Oh, and also you've got obviously Lampard. So six. There's six of the 20 teams in the Premier League, so more than a quarter, have interim managers. I mean, what the fuck is going on?
It's mad.
Like, why is everybody waiting? Is there a? I don't know. Are we waiting for an Amazon?
Who was the first one to? Who was the first one to do it in all of that?
It was Spurs, wasn't it? Conte went first.
No.
Southampton, wasn't it? And Leeds.
No, Leeds. It was Leeds.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the big teams, not them little minions.
So, I mean, it's just
dirty Leeds.
I don't understand where that is. I mean, one, to sack a manager and not have anything lined up, but then like, I don't know, it is mad. And the funny thing is, every time there's a job available, Jesse Marsh is always linked. He always gets interviewed, and then it's like he's going to report him. Oh no, it's all been carried out. It's as if he's going, right, I want big bucks or I want a long contract.
Let's talk about that. So obviously Jesse Marsh was touted as. I almost thought that was going to be announced. That Jesse Marsh was taken over as the Leicester manager, and obviously the crazy season it is. The curveball.
Oh, it's Southampton, wasn't it? Wasn't he going to go to Southampton as well?
Jesse Marsh.
Jesse-
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah,
And then let's say this is the Leeds, which is the it's a Leicester, which is mad because obviously Leeds just got rid of him because they didn't think he was good enough to keep him in the league. So Leicester was looking at him thinking, yeah, I think he'll do a great job. And then obviously Leicester going for a curveball with Dean Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a strange.
The guy that got sacked from Norwich in the Championship, wasn't it?
Part of that was because he slagged the fans off, I think, wasn't it? Or dug the
Don't
fans
really
out.
work.
Yeah, that
don't
weren't-
work
'cause-
very well,
yeah.
does it?
But I mean, let's talk about that appointment. I mean, do we think that's a good appointment for Leicester to the end of the season?
I don't even see what they would have done. Like, I think that's another one. Just kept Rodgers to the end of the season. Just say to him, look, should we do anything? Keep it.
Yeah,
under
I mean,
wraps.
I look at Dean Smith and think the same thing. What is he? I know that maybe he got a bit stale under Rodgers. Maybe a few players went out with him. That always speaks volumes, and then you sort of got to change, even if you don't want to. But to bring Dean Smith in, I think he's a good manager. Don't get me wrong. I do like the way he coaches. But is he really going to? Is he going to push you on?
Yeah,
Leicester have now got another player, another manager that for me is second class. So what they're doing is they're staying in that lane of we're hiring managers that are all right, they're half decent, mediocre, and we're just going to try and stay mid-table team. They're not going for someone and going, right, let's put our cards out here, let's go for someone big and let's try and do it big.
Yeah.
Especially as well, obviously, Leicester, former Premier League champions, won as many Premier Leagues as Liverpool.
Yep.
But it's interesting that like they're banging trouble.
Yeah.
Like it's a strange appointment. Like it's
Well,
not like they're mid-table.
they're trying
Oh
to
look,
save
we
money.
dropped
They've
out
got
the
to get money back, haven't they?
But it's just a crazy
It's a shame.
appointment.
I'll say it's a shame. Like, you know, they've had their fun, but they clearly need to bank on money players going, don't they? I mean, Maddison will be gone this summer. I would take it. Yuri Telemans is out of contract, but Maddison will be the one they try and cash in on. And what's the left back from Luton or right back?
Justin. James Justin, is it?
Yeah, him. He's got to be the one. I mean, I don't know if he'll go this summer, but then if they go down, there's a lot of players, and Harvey Barnes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good talent in that team.
Yeah, young, good talent, you know, English
That's what
as well.
they've banked on for the last few years. They banked on selling one, and this summer, they didn't.
They're going to have a fire sale, and then Dean's going to have to try and put it together and go.
Yeah.
But there's 16. But do we think where are these managers coming from that's going to come in?
Don't know.
I mean, how many? Obviously, Luis Enrique we talked about. Obviously, Nagelsmann has been bent.
been
Obviously,
some, yeah.
Poch is
So
somewhere.
there's three managers, but out of them three managers, there's only realistically Spurs and Chelsea will go to, won't they? They won't go to anything less than Spurs or Chelsea.
I wouldn't have thought so.
So four other managers for the lower teams. You know, will they look at Vincent Kompany, or would he want to have a?
He's not even now.
No,
I wouldn't have thought so.
You wouldn't want to leave, would you? You've got your team up to the Premier League. You want to
First season at least.
first season there. You know, so
What a job he's done, by the way.
yeah, fantastic. Yeah,
Talk about good jobs. Roy Hodgson,
oh,
back at Crystal Palace.
Mate,
What a guy!
6 points.
No.
6 out of 6, scoring goals for fun.
Yeah, 91 years old. Oh, what a guy!
That's
What a
safe
guy.
now. Do you reckon
Yeah.
Palace is safe now?
Mathematically, no, but if you look at the balance of form of everything around it, I think you've got to say they're doing thing. I thought that was a strange decision. I kind of made sense of it in some way because Roy left Crystal Palace because he obviously was 107. So like they sort of changed him. They changed him at the end of the season for fresh ideas. So that kind of made a little bit of sense to me, although it was strange. So I can understand the method to the madness, not like the Frank Lampard, not like Dean Smith, but yeah, look, he's doing amazing. And Roy's always been good at that, though, in terms of that. Where he fell short was obviously Liverpool, England, etc., etc. But
Too big a job for him.
yeah, potentially. He's but he's good at doing that. He knows how to do that. He knows the club that it made sense for him to come out, and he's done that job a million times. Not like Frank or Dean, where they're going into sort of the unknown. At least with Roy, you know what you're getting with him.
I think Roy's a different star. I think Roy's Marmite.
Yeah.
You love him or you hate him. He
agreed.
won't put up with your shit, and he'll tell you, I don't like your shit, and he'll tell you face to face. Whereas you got someone like Frank, he wants to be everyone's mate.
Yeah.
You know, and you turn around and say, Frank, you left me out the team in training great. Oh, I've got something in the pipeline. You know, he'll blag you.
Yeah.
Whereas Roy would just say, you're playing shit.
Yeah.
I ain't playing you until you start doing that. And you'll be on the sideline until you do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's clean cut.
And then he'll tell you again because he's forgotten.
Let me get me dementia tablets.
Just quickly, who would you like to see at Chelsea after Frank? If Frank goes on a run, would you like to see him there next season?
No, if I'm honest with you, I looked at the candidates the other day, and I was impressed with Enrique, what he put forward.
You was impressed.
I was impressed with what he put forward because that shows me that he wants the job.
Sure.
And I want someone to be at Chelsea that wants a job. He also had things that he was stipulating about transfers. He wants a stronger hold on the transfers that he wants to.
I like it when a manager does that.
It doesn't happen in football nowadays.
I love it when
especially at Chelsea. You just go, we're going to buy this shit. We're going to put it together for you and make it work. Football doesn't work like that. The Weghorst situation, I know you say Carthorst, Weghorst, but for me, that's signing. For me, I like that sort of signing because what it does is it complements 3 or 4 other players in your team and it involves them. And the style of football is different because he's involving all these different players that are individuals.
If that was before, right? If that was Ed Woodward in charge buying that, can you imagine who we would have gone and brought someone out, like probably would have got someone from Italy that was like 35 and paid 60 million for him.
Christian Vieri.
Yeah, but that's the sort of thing he would have
62.
done. You know, he'd have gone right there. You go, Ronaldo would have got another 6-year contract or something like that. But I like it, like you say, when a manager comes in and says, "No, this is what I want." And let's be honest, do you think? I'm not being funny. It probably looks the reason why Thomas Tuchel probably kicked off at the behind because he was like, "I'm not taking all these players."
Do you know what I think? I heard down a grapevine what it was. He didn't want Todd Bowley wanted someone to control everything. Yeah. What he wanted is he wanted get the players, do this for the players, do that for players. And he wanted them to, and Thomas Tuchel said, I don't want to deal with all of that. Yeah. That's not my job. My job is to deal with this part of the team, and that's where I concentrate my efforts. And he didn't like that. He thought, well, I want you to be doing loads more. Yeah. But this is a strange thing. He brought Potter in because Potter was going to bring his ideas, and all we did was buy 7, 8, 9 players that he's not really wanting and going, there you go, make it work again. It made no sense to me.
Yeah,
probably done best just to have said, right, you got what you got there, Potter, mate. Work with that. Have a look what you need, and in the summer we'll buy what you want. Yeah, because couldn't he? He could have brought whatever he wanted in the summer.
Well, is he a psychologist? Has he got degrees in psychology, Potter? I'm sure he's got degrees in psychology. Yeah. And obviously, having coached in football myself, I know the fact that you can have a really, really good player and you can have a shit player next to him, if you like, but that shit player will complement him so much, it just works.
Yeah.
And sometimes in teams, having players that are not the best player, it actually works.
Yeah.
And at Chelsea, it just seems like you want the best player in every single position. It's got to be world class, but they don't complement each other. They're not a team of just too many individuals.
11 individuals is not as good as one world class player and then 10 fantastic players. Good players around that one player makes the team so much better.
Definitely.
Chelsea maybe should have took a bit more of an approach like Newcastle. Newcastle have got bags of money. We have to compliment how well they're doing in terms of thing. They haven't gone out and just spent out. They brought in Eddie Howe.
And when they did buy the striker like that, it was quite a lot of money.
Isak,
what is he like 22, 23?
Yeah.
And that was quality. A long-term investment.
Absolutely, they haven't just gone out and...
They didn't go and pay because they were obviously quoted 60, 70 million. They were like, no, we're not. And then eventually they got him like Sven Botman. They paid quite a bit for him. But they're like 23, 24.
Where did Botman come from? Was he at Brentford?
James Corden.
No.
He got on the blower.
I think it was Hoffenheim or someone because they and something. But look at him. I mean, he's a quality centre back. So they've been so clever with him.
Anthony Gordon's not doing too well for him, is it?
No, they've dropped him, didn't they? So the thing that came out the other day that Anthony Gordon's been dropped to the under-21s for the rest of the season. It's kind of difficult to try and work out why exactly that. We're guessing it's the reaction from when he's been brought off and kicked off. And I don't know. There's some part to players being passionate when being pulled off because you want them to be passionate, but you have to.
But then I think you find sometimes managers come out and say, "No, do you know what? I don't care that he kicks off. I like that players." I
like to see the passion.
Yeah, but then when they do it, I think when they say no, they've been dropped for disciplinary reasons. I think it's clearly gone too far.
Something get out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can, but also though that you can have too much passion in terms of that. And I like the fact they've spent £45 million on him. He stepped down the line and Eddie Howe's gone. No, you're going to the.
I think that's great.
I'm the manager.
I think he's been bigged up too much. I think at Everton he was bigged up too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
He got too big for his boots at Everton. Yes, don't get me wrong, the club he's in a bit of turmoil there.
I'd love to see.
Yeah, but I think he got bigged up too much. Fans were like, hold on a second. As soon as he could get out, I mean, obviously Chelsea were trying to. At that
time, there wasn't a decent player in the Everton team, so he stood out like a sore thumb. Every time he played half decent, you're like, wow, he's good.
Yeah.
No, it's great management for Eddie Howe. I've got to give him compliments for that, the way he's handled that. I like the fact he's taken the initiative and dropped him to that. We should see more of it. Fixtures coming up for this weekend. I've made no notes, so I'm going off the phone. Chelsea-Brighton at the weekend. What do you think about that? Brighton are a great side, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
We're at home
Fantastic.
again. So
You're at home again.
We will probably lose.
They'll be a bit
2-1.
They'll be reeling from the Spurs game, won't they?
Yeah. Is there midweek games this week?
Nice.
No, just Saturday again.
Well, we're
no
playing.
notes.
Well, we got Madrid tomorrow. And
Yeah.
we got Brighton at the weekend. So
Yeah, of course. And that thing come back to the Arsenal as well. I know you just said that. Man City have got many more games towards the end of the season than Arsenal have, so that may be a factor.
They're playing tonight, aren't they? Against
Bayern tonight.
Bayern again as well. Villa Newcastle. Again, routine win for Newcastle. Emery's doing a
doing
great
all
job
right,
there, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a bogey one for me.
6th, are they? 6th or 7th?
Yes.
Villa at home.
You wouldn't put that in your accumulator, would you? That's
Love
the,
Watkins. I wish Chelsea would buy Watkins.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah, I think he's such a hard-working striker. He earns
They
his
should
goals.
do. You need a player or two, but short in some positions.
Say.
Everton, Fulham.
Should be Fulham all day long, that.
Should be Fulham all day long.
They're not, but Fulham aren't performing well at the moment, are they?
No, they've gone off the
Downward
ball.
spiral.
And Everton, I can't work out whether Sean Dyche is doing a good job there or not. Really? What do we think?
I actually think it'd be good for him just to get relegated and keep him there and let him sort it out and
Rebuild
get
it
rid
all.
of those high earners and sort of build his own team. Ain't going to be exciting, but that's what I think would be best.
I think he's doing what Sean Dyche does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's taking it on. He's decided to win a game, lose a game. Win a game, lose a game, and fuck it. What happens along the way happens.
That's incredible. If you want to book Woody for your show,
All kids' parties, I'm available.
bar mitzvahs. Southampton, Crystal Palace. I would have said a few weeks ago it's a relegation battle. It's kind of not now, although it is mathematically.
Yeah.
But
That's
again,
a draw.
yeah, that's got a draw written over it. Spurs, Bournemouth.
That's got a Bournemouth win all over it.
God knows.
Nah.
It's Spurs again. You just
Spurs.
don't
I
know
don't
what.
know.
You just don't know.
I mean, they go and beat Brighton,
mad.
didn't they?
Yeah,
I mean, to be
it's
fair,
so.
Brighton should have had a penalty, But yeah.
Wolves, Brentford, and then Man City, Leicester. That's an interesting game. I think Man City will absolutely trounce Leicester.
Not with Big Dean Smith in charge now.
Oh, yeah, again. And then Sunday, West Ham Arsenal, we talked about beforehand, and Forest versus Manchester United. Kev, what's your views on Forest, Manchester United?
I think that'll be an easy win for us. I see they've just Forest have just got rid of their sporting director or something. They brought in at the summer, got rid of him.
What, Frank Lampard?
No, for the 39 players that he signed or whatever it is, yeah, he's gone. But no, I think that'll be a United win for that. To be fair,
Forest did go mad as well, and like I say, they're not. I mean, there's so many teams down there that's in trouble.
Yeah.
Southampton at the bottom with 23 points, Leicester 25 points, Forest 27, Everton 27, Leeds 29 points, Bournemouth 30, West Ham 30, Wolves 31, Palace 33, Chelsea 39. I mean, it's crazy.
Here's one for you. Do we think there'll be any more managers sacked before the end of the season?
Do you know what? I was just about to say it was a nice message from Forest,
Yeah.
from that board,
Yeah.
because I know talk is cheap in football, and a lot of boards will say, yeah, we back him, and then 2 days later they get rid of
But
him.
they don't, do they?
But he come out and said the reason they said that was because of the media. They've always backed me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it felt genuine.
Yeah.
Do you know,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
when something they come out and they say, no,
Yeah.
we're sticking with him. It didn't feel like we need to say this to make it look. They said it because it was genuine.
Yeah.
We're 100% behind him.
Yeah.
We go down with him. We go down with him.
Yeah.
I think that helps the players as well. 'Cause then there's not that dressing room, is he going to get sacked? Or
I don't really need to
it's
listen
that,
to him.
Yeah.
right, okay.
Yeah.
Do
You
I
know
need
what
to
I mean?
play for him, or am I playing for someone else next year?
Yeah, that's like, right, okay, we're in it, so it'll be interesting to see it come out. But if you look at that bottom, obviously Southampton's interim, Leicester interim, Forest obviously we talked about haven't, Everton haven't, Leeds are down there as well. I mean, Moyes possibly the one that could be sacked. I can't think of anyone else that
I
would
don't-
get.
I don't think they'll sack him unless he gets knocked out of Europe.
I can still see him being gone in the end. In the
Yeah,
summer.
end of the summer, end of
agree.
the season,
I agree.
Even if he
Coaching for
wins,
pre-season.
yeah. gone, and then looking for another manager.
Yeah,
to
and then
join,
another
join
one,
the flop.
another one looking for it.
You forgot about the Monday night football.
Yeah, what is Monday? Who's playing Monday?
I don't know, some big team, I think.
Is it? I didn't go that far ahead. Yeah, Leeds are playing on Monday. Leeds Liverpool on Monday. Dave.
Leeds.
We're playing away, so we'll get beat.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We can't play away from home.
Who's the linesman?
Mind you, Leeds are in turmoil at the moment. 5-1 at Palace at the weekend. They're not doing
They're
well.
not doing well. I'd like to think we'll win, but our away form is shocking at the moment. So, yeah, maybe a draw.
Who knows? So some interesting games coming up. As always, get in contact. Let us know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment. If there's anything you'd like us to discuss, please let us know. And gentlemen, thank you very much. And we'll catch you again next week.
Goodbye.
See you later, boys.